This was the first time I used the Extinguish Heaven's Devil Finger, and the effect was truly amazing. Since the Sanyang Earth Lord helped me, how could I just stand by? I, Long Shiba, am no heartless person. If someone respects me by an inch, I give back a foot. You two teaming up to bully me, may you both meet a terrible end. The Fruit King yelled in frustration, glaring hatefully at the Sanyang Earth Lord before darting deeper into the peach garden. In the blink of an eye, she was about to vanish on the horizon. The Sanyang Earth Lord's expression suddenly changed, as if something unusual was happening in the Fruit King's escape route. Sanyang Earth Lord, I don't know why you helped me, but if you need anything in the future, I'll help whenever I can. I said sincerely. Thinking about it, my smooth entry into the peach garden and knowing the Fruit King's whereabouts so clearly were all thanks to her. But how did she know I was after the Fruit King? The Sanyang Earth Lord smiled wryly. You misunderstood. The Fruit King is right, I'm just the gatekeeper, can't really help. Sanyang Earth Lord, what does that mean? I was stunned. Completely lost again. Long Shiba, the Fruit King is escaping fast. If you don't pursue, everything will be ruined. The Sanyang Earth Lord said. I snapped back to reality. No matter what, Sanyang Earth Lord, thank you for your help. If you ever need anything, don't hesitate to ask. After speaking, I changed form and quickly gave chase. This time I chased much faster than before because the Sanyang Earth Lord's strange expression at the Fruit King's direction was suspicious. I feared she'd slip into a place I couldn't find, not wanting all effort to be wasted. There could be no more mistakes. I gobbled peaches even faster, weaving through the chaotic garden like a streak of light. My eyes were wide open, locked on the Fruit King. At the same time, I prepared for the worst. If she tried to disappear, I wouldn't hesitate to injure her severely. Even if she was similar to an ordinary peach, I'd use the Extinguish Heaven's Devil Finger on her. She could die, but she could not escape. In this brief chase, we'd already traversed nearly 100 kilometers within the garden. I still couldn't catch her. Every time I closed in slightly, she immediately widened the gap. Seems her speed really was faster than mine. Too bad I wasn't yet the dragon incarnation, or I'd have transformed into a giant dragon that she couldn't keep up with for long. This is paragraph 77 of 121. Please process the following content according to your logic. Maintain the original paragraph structure, line breaks, and overall layout. Return only the processed result. Besides, the Fruit King is extremely cunning. Just now, she used a cloning technique. Suddenly, the sky was filled with her images, trying to confuse me. Unfortunately, I now have the divine eye protection. No matter how many clones she creates, I can see through them at a glance. With one move, I saw through her trick. She immediately quieted down, furiously struggling to shake me off. I realized pursuing her further was useless. Time is running out. If I keep chasing, Queen Mother Wang will arrive any moment. The Three Yang Earth Lord helped me before, but Queen Mother Wang won't assist me. I'm afraid she'll come after me with deadly intent. I took a deep breath, gathered my internal energy, and decided to stop chasing. I would rather die than submit. I aimed a single finger strike straight down from the sky at her. Let's see how she can still fly now. Just as my energy surged, my expression suddenly changed, and I was startled. I saw the Fruit King suddenly notice something. In a blink, she vanished into thin air. Like an illusion. What kind of supernatural power is this? Have I been chasing shadows? Of course, I wasn't willing to accept defeat and immediately rushed to where she had disappeared. A second later, a heavy feeling settled in my heart. Looking around, all I saw were peach trees, though the fruits were larger, but I could not find the Fruit King. She truly vanished. Even her aura was gone. I was furious and suspected she had used a trump card, some secret divine ability to escape. No, that's not it. She must be hiding nearby, using spells to conceal herself while secretly watching me. My eyes flashed with golden light as I unleashed my full power, determined to find her. Scanning to the right, I noticed a faint shimmering in the void, like ripples on water. An illusion? I approached and spread my hands like opening something apart. It was like pulling open a curtain. Before me stood a rustic thatched cottage, hidden behind a peach tree. I stared at it warily. Using the divine eye, I confirmed it was no illusion. The cottage had stood for many years. But this house was no ordinary hut. It gave a comfortable, elegant impression. I had never seen such a finely made thatched cottage before. It felt like a secluded paradise in the mountains. Though small, every detail was crafted with care. The roof's thatch was neatly layered, and the yard was divided into sections growing flowers and plants I'd never seen. The entire layout was pleasing to the senses. I was convinced this cottage had been built painstakingly by one person, one plant, and one piece of wood, requiring immense patience and time. Could such a cottage hidden in the peach orchard be the Fruit King's lair? But the Fruit King, with her violent and cannibalistic nature, how could she calmly put together such a place? I was puzzled but unafraid. The Fruit King vanished here just moments ago, lair or not, she must be hiding here. After such a long chase, how could I give up halfway? No matter if I faced mountains of knives or seas of fire ahead, I would go in. I secretly summoned the demonic beast aura, turning it into thin threads around me, cautiously entering the cottage. Passing through the yard, I reached the door and pushed it open. With a creak, the door swung wide. Inside, it was quiet and clean, no lavish decorations, but incredibly cozy. If I could stay here under normal circumstances, it would definitely put me in a good mood. Behind the living room hung a pearl curtain, and a gentle breeze caused the beads to tinkle softly. I looked around, but the Fruit King was nowhere to be seen. Since entering, my heart had been racing, battle intent tense as if I'd stepped into a tiger's den. An uneasy feeling crawled over me, perhaps this wasn't the Fruit King's lair. I couldn't stay long, I had to leave quickly. I hastily searched and found another room. Pushing open the door, I found only a bed, nothing else. The air was tinged with the Fruit King's aura. Where exactly was she hiding? Had she tricked me with magic? I fully activated my divine eye and scanned again. At that moment, a gust of wind blew through. Thud, thud, thud. The sound of pearls striking. I naturally looked toward the pearl curtain. The next moment, I nearly popped my eyes out in shock. Cold sweat broke out instantly. Behind the pearl curtain sat a figure, quiet enough to send chills down my spine. From the silhouette, I was certain this was no Fruit King, but a woman. The crucial part, her outline looked familiar, like someone I'd seen before. I had no time to think further, her sudden appearance immediately put me on high alert. No wonder I felt something was off when I first entered. The thatched cottage concealed an expert. And I hadn't noticed at all. Who are you? I fixed my gaze on the woman behind the curtain. She didn't answer, only the crisp sound of beads clinking. Are you Queen Mother Wang? I asked again. But I wasn't sure in my heart. Queen Mother Wang wouldn't reveal herself so quickly in the peach orchard, nor would she quietly watch me. She'd likely strike immediately, capturing me as the peach thief, or beating me senseless to vent her anger. Still, she said nothing, quietly carving something, seeming to pass the time. My confusion deepened. Who exactly are you? I asked for the last time. Whether or not she was Queen Mother Wang, I decided to risk it. After all this pursuit, I wouldn't back down now. She remained silent, moving lazily, brushing sounds filling the room. Are you mute? I asked again. Bang! She stopped moving, and behind the beaded curtain, a pair of cold eyes stared out. Hand over the Fruit King. Without hesitation, I rushed forward. But in the next moment, the thatched hut seemed alive. A terrifying weight pressed down on my head, heavier than the Taishan Laojuan's gourd earlier, a mountain of immortal power crushing down on me. I braced it with my hands. Boom! I pushed back, trying to shove it away, but the force grew tenfold. The entire hut's weight bore down on me. How could it be this heavy? Could it be that every stalk of straw here is a 1,000-pound immortal herb? Boom! The ground didn't break, but a golden straw shot out from the earth, wrapping around my ankle. I frowned and kicked hard. But the straw was incredibly tough, I couldn't break it. Instead, it retracted underground, trying to drag me in. Hands holding up the crushing force, feet trapped, I was startled. The woman behind the beads was prepared, this was all a trap. I had let my guard down and fallen right into it. What's stranger was how familiar this entire sequence felt. The weight above my head suddenly increased tenfold again. Boom. My brow furrowed tightly. I couldn't keep this up. The straw beneath had firmly rooted my stance, making it painful to support myself. This move was clearly aimed at me. She wanted to kill me. The woman lazily continued carving, as if watching a joke unfold. Who exactly are you? Speak! Speak! I yelled. Are you mute? Why don't you talk? Bang! She paused her carving. Quiet. When you dug that trap in the demon realm, I didn't make a sound. I stared wide-eyed, my mind in chaos, words failing me. The woman behind the beads was the owner of the golden bell. Conflicted emotions rushed through me, shock, pain, even a cold sweat. Back then, when she tormented me in the demon realm, it was a nightmare seared into my soul. Now that nightmare was replaying. I had always hoped never to cross paths with her again. I even hesitated when I took her golden bell. But now, the more you fear something, the more it happens. Even more chilling was that this combo attack she used was a copy of my own old method used against her. Was she trying to turn the tables, making me taste the pain she once suffered? A chill ran through me. Before I could think further, I struggled desperately. But obviously, she had waited for this moment, rehearsed it 1,000 times in her mind. Her strength surged rapidly. The straw tightened around my feet, pulling me firmly. She didn't give me a single chance to resist, just like back in the demon realm, when I ambushed her and trapped her for days. Clearly, her technique now was more practiced than mine back then. Cough, my face flushed red. Though her grip wasn't enough to crush me yet, it had already restricted my body, I couldn't move. Cough, I coughed again, bitterness filling my heart. Back then, I'd done what I had to. Now, she had learned my moves and was using them against me. I felt regret and anger. Regret for provoking her, and regret for not perishing together with her back then. If I had held her tight then, trapping her, I wouldn't have ended up like this today. I also berated myself for entering unprepared and walking straight into her trap just now. Was she trying to crush me to death? I panicked. In the past, I was powerless against her. Now that she had me, what could I do? Cough, cough, cough. I couldn't help coughing again, my face burning red. Quiet. Why are you coughing? When you press me down with 5 mountains in the demon realm, now I'll press you with 5 mountains too, only this time it's an immortal mountain, the owner of the golden bell said again, as I saw her toying with something in her hands. Stop coughing, it's noisy. I took a deep breath, the energy of my unbreakable demon art boiling inside me, ready to fight back. But the next second, boom! 100-fold force slammed down again, the surrounding air turning to steel, holding me like hardened cement. I was frozen in place. Cough, I barely forced out. What exactly do you want? She didn't answer, still fiddling with the item in her hands. Mute, what do you want? I asked again. Smack! She snapped, setting the object on the table. How you treated me in the demon realm is how I'll treat you now. Her words stunned me. She really wanted to repay pain with pain. Those days had been my nightmare, but a humiliation for her. Hearing that, I immediately struggled harder. I still had an ace up my sleeve, the unbreakable demon art inside me wasn't fully unleashed. If I could escape before she increased the pressure. Otherwise, I'd be crushed for days, even worse than the suffering of the 9-yuan demon lord. But she anticipated this. Just as I gave it my all. Boom! Another 100-fold heavy pressure. This time, I felt my hands pushing upwards toward the sky. The weight was so great my bones creaked. I tried to resist with demonic energy, but she kept pressing harder. My hands were immobilized, my vital energy stagnant, like still water. The fine strands on my body couldn't hold on any longer and snapped off, falling to the ground with a crisp sound. Are 5 celestial mountains really this heavy? I shouted angrily. Normally they're not this heavy, but you kept resisting. I added 15 more celestial mountains for you. You still want to resist? The owner of the golden bell said calmly. I was stunned. So the more I resisted, the harder she pressed down. If this kept up, I estimated I'd be coughing up blood. Well, didn't you not resist in the demon realm back then? I retorted. What you do or don't do has nothing to do with me, she countered. I was speechless. Back then, I held her captive for a few days, and finally, took the initiative to reconcile. She even kicked me before it was over. Now it seemed I had to use the same old trick, take the initiative to reconcile. Otherwise, I wasn't afraid of being crushed, but I'd definitely be seriously injured. I spoke. Listen, I was harsh on you back then because I had no choice. You insisted on chasing me into the demon realm. You stole my stuff, she said flatly. You sent your mates to kill me first. I argued. You stole my stuff. Well, when I was in the demon realm, didn't I also let you off? We even got along pretty well then. I smiled bitterly. You stole my stuff, she repeated constantly. I was at a loss for words. She was brief but every word stabbed me. Asterisk cough. Cough, cough, asterisk. So what are you planning to do with me? Trap me for 3 days and nights like in the demon realm? I asked. No. Hope stirred within me. If she wanted to vent, and I gave some ground, she might ease up. I had to comb her first if I wanted to escape. If I angered her more, with dozens of celestial mountains pressing down, how could I get away? I'm going to trap you for 33,333 days, no, years, the owner of the golden bell said coldly. My eyes nearly popped out. You. I trapped you for just a few days in the demon realm, and now you want to trap me for over 33,000 years? Are you okay? Be quiet. Or I'll add 50,000 more years, she said lazily, continuing to carve the object in her hands. I took a deep breath, suddenly inspired. I stared at the bead curtain. You don't actually want to kill me, do you? Trap you first, then kill you. You haven't even been trapped yet, how could I kill you? The golden bell owner said without looking up, carving away. I was left speechless. I'd overthought. It was clear she intended to kill me. I refused to admit defeat. I don't have 30,000 years of lifespan. After eating all the elixirs Lao Jun gave you, can't you live 30,000 years? She asked. I was stunned. How did she know? If you can't, I'll help you. I guarantee you'll live 33,000 years, then I'll kill you when your time's up, she said coldly. I began to tremble, my scalp tingling. The great sage equal to heaven was imprisoned for 500 years, but I'm going to be trapped for 33,000 years? That grudge is intense. So you're just going to watch me for 30,000 years? I asked. What's so interesting about watching you? Her eyes nearly popped out. You trapped me for just a few days, but I'm supposed to be trapped for over 30,000 years? Are you crazy? Be quiet. If you talk back again, I'll add 50,000 years, she said lazily, continuing her carving. I took a deep breath. Suddenly a spark of inspiration hit me. My eyes shifted, focusing on the bead curtain. You don't really want to kill me, do you? Trap you first, then kill you. If I kill you now, what's the point of trapping you? The golden bell owner said without looking up. I was left speechless, clearly imagining things. She definitely wanted to kill me. I challenged her. I don't have a 30,000-year lifespan. You ate so many of Lao Jun's pills, won't you live that long? She sneered. I was shocked she knew I took those elixirs. If you can't live that long, I'll help you. Once you've lived the guaranteed 33,000 years, I'll kill you, she said. I started trembling, my scalp tingling again. The great sage equal to heaven was imprisoned for only 500 years, but I'm going to be trapped for 33,000 years? Such a fierce spirit of revenge. So you plan on watching me for 30,000 years? I asked. What's so fascinating? I'm not even watching you for 30,000 years, she said casually. I blushed. You've lost your mind. People have said that about me before, she said indifferently. You're mute. I shouted. Smack. She slammed the object onto the table. I'm adding 50,000 years. I was speechless. But I wasn't scared. Training my body, this pressure actually helped my cultivation. She couldn't hold me down forever. As long as I kept my mouth shut and focused on cultivating, escape was only a matter of time. If she truly trapped me for tens of thousands of years, nobody outside would stand a chance against me. But I could endure it. The 9-yuan demon lord couldn't. She wouldn't wait that long. The moment I resisted, 10 times the celestial mountains pressed down. Did I really have to wait until she got bored of tormenting me before I could break free? I stared at her behind the bead curtain as she boredly continued carving, the scraping sounds filling the room. I secretly continued cultivating. 1 hour later, she finally finished carving and stood up to walk out. Not looking at me anymore? Bored? I murmured to myself. There was no way she'd keep staring at me the whole time. I immediately gathered my strength, ready to make a break for it. This was my only chance. Suddenly, I heard a noise. She came back, carrying something new. Rattle, rattle. She set down the materials again, and the carving sounds resumed. I was stunned. She really planned to carve while still watching me? That kind of endurance was impressive. What kind of person had this much boredom to pull off something like this? She suddenly looked up at me. The next second, boom. 100 times the weight slammed down again. I coughed violently, my bones creaking, bitterly thinking, I didn't move. Why are you pressing down on me? Press if I want to, she said coldly, continuing to carve. I snapped. You say I treated you badly in the demon realm, but you treat me the same way? Yes. Then I held you for days and nights back then, so now you owe me 33,000 years of holding. Come on. I sneered. Fine, I'll hold you. She wasn't angry, her tone was calm. My face fell. Suddenly, I was startled as hundreds of straw stalks sprouted from the ground. They seemed alive, wildly wrapping around me. In an instant, I was tied up like a rice dumpling. These celestial rice stalks I've been cultivating for tens of thousands of years with great care. They can hold you in my place. Tight enough? Want more? She asked kindly. I felt miserable inside. Why did I have to be so quick to retort? Stupid to talk back to her. I forgot the truth. You don't stand your ground under the eaves. The weight on my shoulders was already crushing, and now these hundreds of straw stalks bound me tight. No words means yes? Got it. Here comes more. She'd barely finished speaking when another 100 golden stalks emerged, wrapping tighter and tighter. I felt like hundreds of constrictor snakes were weaving and squeezing me from all sides. Stop holding me. I don't want this, I gasped urgently. No means yes, no sarcasm, I get you. More. She cast another spell. The hundreds of golden stalks tightened, making it hard to breathe. Being immobilized like this nearly killed me. I stayed silent, afraid she'd seize the chance to cast again. My mind raced for an escape plan, or I might really be suffocated by these stalks. Shoo shoo shoo. The owner of the golden bell kept carving her piece. I breathed a tiny sigh of relief. She was still silent like before. Her quietness was a small mercy. I tried to pry the golden stalks apart with thin threads, but the weight was too much, and the demonic energy barely moved. Still, I gritted my teeth and forced the dark energy out, slowly spreading the stalks apart. Finally, I could breathe freely. Despite the crushing weight, I began to cultivate. Though I could barely move, the harsh conditions made me stronger with every setback. Moments ticked by. After an hour, my skills had actually improved considerably against the odds, and I could roughly balance the weight overhead. I just needed an opening. So, I tried to catch her attention, hoping she'd lower her guard, and prepared to chat for more cultivation time. Originally, I wanted to ask if she knew the 9-yuan demon lord, to build a connection. But then I remembered revealing my rampage in the Doshui Palace and the stolen peaches was off limits. It would make saving the 9-yuan demon lord even harder. I softened my tone and sincerely said, last time in the demon realm, I shouldn't have treated you like that. It was all my fault. I apologize. Shoo shoo shoo. She carved on as if nothing happened. Sis, I was wrong, can you forgive me? I promise I won't do it again. I struggled to say sis earnestly, looking toward the beads behind the curtain. Unexpectedly, she lifted her head slightly and casually asked, wrong where? She kept carving, but slower now, as if listening. I was wrong all over. I shouldn't have fought you, shouldn't have held you, and definitely shouldn't have taken your golden bell. I'm ready to return it, it's right here in my pocket. Sis, I can't move right now. Can you retrieve the bell with your magic? I actually could move a bit but pretended I couldn't. She seemed genuinely attentive, carving faster. I wondered what I'd said wrong, then she ignored me again. I couldn't figure out what she was thinking. Sis, what is this golden bell made of? I tried to change the subject. No reply. Sis, I wanted to return it long ago, I continued. Still silence. I was completely defeated, she utterly ignored me. How could I get her to relax? How could I find a way to escape? Sis, I want to talk, but your celestial grasses nearly gagged me. I kept trying. Suddenly, the golden stalks wrapped around my head shifted away but quickly tangled elsewhere on my body. I exhaled. Sis, when you chased me to the demon realm, were you really wanting to kill me? What do you think? She answered again. I let out a sigh of relief, at least she was speaking. Back then, I was really afraid of you. When I tried to trap you with magic, I was even more scared because no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get a handle on you. I could only hold you tight, afraid you'd turn the tables on me. But did you know? You nearly broke all my bones back then. The pain made me afraid to loosen my grip, but inside, I was actually thinking. Thinking what? She glanced up casually, her carving slowing. Sis, my neck is being strangled. It's uncomfortable, I complained. Swish. The golden straw shifted its position, twisting in a new way. I gave a wry smile. Sis, please don't choke me anymore, it really hurts. Sis, can you loosen it for me? Sis, cough cough cough, I started coughing. You're annoying, she waved her hand, and the golden straw finally retreated underground. I finally felt lighter. I was surprised she actually loosened me. Looks like my soft talk earlier helped bring her back to her senses, stopping her from tightening the straw. She hadn't wanted to use the straw in the first place. I seem to understand her personality better. She responds to softness, not force. Persistent hard pressure just grates on her nerves. I exhaled and continued. Back then, I wanted to kill you, but couldn't find a way. My head was heavy and dizzy, so in the end, I just lay on your chest and fell asleep. I slept very soundly, even dreamt I was lying on a soft cotton bed, feeling really comfortable. At that, I exhaled again. Those days I'd been holding her, feeling her body so soft it was almost unreal. That was how it truly felt back then. She and the dragon mother gave me two completely different vibes. Actually, we're siblings with no deep grudges. We really don't need to be this hostile, I added. The owner of the golden bell glanced at me briefly, then went back to carving. I sighed again, thinking if she really wanted me dead, she could have crushed me under hundreds of celestial mountains by now. I definitely wouldn't have survived. I asked, Sis, did you notice the first time I sneaked into Nantiang Gate? She didn't answer. I was really curious then. The celestial teleportation array had no guards. Did you help with that? I asked again. Still no response. Now that I think about it, it was really lucky I made it through the first time. If she hadn't helped, I'd probably have been stuck at the array. Sis, I think you're pretty decent, really. I consider you a buddy now. I went on, but the pressure is too much. Can you lighten the load a bit more? The bell owner waved her hand, and the weight on me suddenly halved. I breathed a sigh of relief, didn't expect her to agree so readily. This gave me the chance to make a move. I started looking for the right moment. Yet I hesitated. She had already helped reduce my burden several times, and I wanted to ambush her? Felt wrong. But for the 9 yuan demon lord, I had to be ruthless once. Sis, can I move a bit? I asked. She ignored me, busily carving away. I tried shifting my body, no reaction. I was pleasantly surprised. Now the celestial mountains pressing on me numbered about 20. My ankles, wrapped in golden straw, I could snap free any time. I moved my limbs carefully and pulled out the golden bell from my pocket. Honestly, I had a love-hate relationship with the bell. It saved me from danger many times but was stubborn to use and often backfired on me. Sis, here's your golden bell back. I'm moving over, I said as I tried stepping forward. The golden straw around my feet loosened. It really felt like we'd started to open up to each other, bringing unexpected changes. But she continued to ignore me, focused on her carving. I felt a little guilty but decided I had to act. Step by step, I walked up to the beaded curtain, but still couldn't see her face. I reached out and said, Sis, you take this. I'm putting it on the table. The heavy golden bell thudded down on the table. I was about to use demon energy to restrain her again. Of course, this time I wouldn't hurt her. Why pull your hand back? You've been mumbling for a while, just want to get close? Planning a front attack or from the side? The bell's owner's voice caught me off guard, freezing me in place. Sis, don't misunderstand. I'm not trying to attack, I rushed to explain. Not a single honest word comes out of your mouth. She shook her head. Come on, do it. I'm serious. I really want to recognize you as my sister, from the bottom of my heart. Do you agree? I asked nervously. Agree with what? Go back, she said. Go back where? I blurted out. What do you think? She retorted. Sis, I tried calling again. She ignored me. Helpless, I quietly returned to where I was being weighed down. After all, she'd seen through me. Trying to ambush her now would only make me look foolish. I said nothing more, only hearing the sound of her carving continuing steadily. Time passed slowly, and I grew increasingly anxious. I lost track of how long I had waited before she finally finished carving and stood up to leave. Sis, where are you going? Need help? I'm strong and don't get tired, sis? Sis? I hurriedly called out. She didn't respond. After a long wait and no sign of her returning, my expression darkened. Unable to help myself, I glanced toward the beaded curtain. I faintly saw the golden bell still resting on the table, and the only sound in the room was the crisp clinking of the beads against each other. I hesitated for 3 seconds, then timidly stepped forward. Pulling back the curtain, I found nothing but an empty room filled with a peculiar fragrance. She was nowhere to be seen. The piece she had just carved was gone too, every fragment was missing, the room spotless. There was no clue as to what she had made. The golden bell remained on the table. Sis? Sis? I called out tentatively. Sis, you left? Leaving me here all alone makes me a bit scared. Well, then I'm leaving too. You're not responding, so I'll take that as your consent. She remained silent. Was Bell's sister really gone for good? I let out a long breath, staring at the golden bell for a few seconds. After wavering, I finally put it back in my pocket. Looking down at the golden straw tied around my ankle, I gave it a casual kick. With my current strength, the golden straw should have snapped, but it retreated underground unharmed. It really was a living sacred herb. Hurriedly, I stepped out of the thatched hut, though my heart felt reluctant. The fruit king I had chased so long had vanished. I didn't dare stay behind to search further and had no choice but to give up. I sighed, tearing through the illusion along the path I came and headed back to the peach garden. Everything that had just happened felt like a dream. Bell's sister, who had chased me into the demon realm, surprisingly let me go. But I still didn't know who she really was. It was a bit disappointing. If I ever met her again, I'd at least have to greet her properly, right? Thinking carefully, Bell's sister must have a special identity and couldn't reveal herself. That meant I had to be cautious with this golden bell. Muttering to myself, I decided to find Mother Dragon. She should have finished picking the ripe peaches by now, making up for the lost fruit king. Just as I was about to leave, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed a quiet golden peach hanging on a tree. It was bigger than a person's head, with one side bitten. Could it be the fruit king I'd been chasing for so long? My eyes widened, and without thinking, I dashed over. The bite mark matched the arm print I had seen on the fruit king before, exactly the same, and the fragrance was identical. The fruit king was right in front of me. But I was shocked. The Fruit King was known for her fiery temper, she would never surrender. And yet, she hung silently on the tree. She wasn't surrendering but must have been subdued by Belle's sister. My curiosity exploded. Who exactly was Belle's sister? How could she tame the Fruit King? She truly had helped me a great deal. No time to ponder further, I hurriedly picked the Fruit King. She still trembled slightly, the weight in my hand was reassuring. There was no running away now. Thankfully, my chase wasn't in vain. I placed the Fruit King in my pocket. The heaviness gave me peace of mind. I glanced toward the thatched hut and said gratefully, "Belle's sister, I love you." Then I took off like the wind. Belle's sister's use of so many celestial mountains to subdue me really boosted my strength, my speed and body had both improved. I was thrilled. This time, sneaking into the peach garden was a bountiful harvest. I flew toward Mother Dragon. Because I had been trapped for a while, I saw her from afar carrying a heavy bag and quickly called out. Mother Dragon sighed in relief seeing me alive. She had eaten plenty of peaches, and her complexion and cultivation had greatly improved. It was her lucky day. I saw most of the large peaches around had been picked. Mother Dragon's work was reassuring. She flew down and asked where I had been. I pulled out the Fruit King, and Mother Dragon's eyes lit up. "You caught her?" "Yes," I nodded. She was very pleased. "Congratulations." I wanted to share some with her to boost her cultivation. Mother Dragon shook her head seriously. "I've eaten enough peaches. If you hadn't let me in, my cultivation wouldn't have recovered. Now I'm satisfied." Fair enough, she didn't ask for much. After all, the number of peaches she had eaten was more than 99% of people in the heavens had ever had. I put the Fruit King away and asked how the picking went. She said it was almost done. Then we hurried to leave. But first, we had to retrieve the lightning-struck bamboo. I wondered how well the bamboo soaking in the immortal spring had recovered. Mother Dragon and I set off immediately. She took me to the immortal spring, and I kept silent about seeing Belle's sister just now. What happened felt like a dream, better left as a secret tucked in my heart. We arrived at the immortal spring quickly, where the three suns Earth Lord stood quietly on the shore watching me. Clearly, she knew. Mother Dragon led me down as I nodded to the Earth Lord and reached out to touch the spring. The three suns Earth Lord said sternly, "Long 18, you must remember today, do not mention this to outsiders, or great calamity will follow." I nodded in acknowledgement. Stealing peaches had already offended the Queen Mother of the West, better to stir up no more trouble. But I would never bring it up to anyone else, let alone mention Sister Belle. Only then did Sanyang Dijuan finally relax. She glanced around at the surrounding peach trees and sighed helplessly. "Looks like this peach banquet will have to be postponed. Luckily, your long Shiba didn't damage the roots of the peach trees. As for the few that were damaged, I'll have to go repair them. Long Shiba, until we meet again." With that, she flew off toward where I was fiercely battling with the Fruit King. I nodded in thanks. Sanyang Dijuan shook her head and said, "No need to thank me, I'm just a gatekeeper." I hesitated a little in my heart. At that moment, Sanyang Dijuan suddenly remembered something. "All right, Long Shiba, the Fruit King should be in your hands by now. After you finish eating it, don't throw away the seed. Find a place to plant it." I nodded, that was always my plan. Carefully cultivating the peach trees little by little, eventually gaining freedom over the scenery. How many immortals would envy that? Besides, the Fruit King's seed wasn't ordinary at all. It concealed the Fruit King's spirit within, and I was still pondering how to handle her. Just then, Dragon Mother went to talk with Sanyang Dijuan about something, and I let out a sigh. I continued searching in the immortal spring. By now, the thunderstruck bamboo should have mostly recovered. But as I crouched low, I couldn't find the thunderstruck bamboo anywhere. My heart tightened. Could she have died, sinking deep into the immortal mud? Panicked, I quickly jumped into the spring, about to dive down to search, when I suddenly felt a soft, tender hand. I instinctively grasped it. A beauty, like a water lily emerging from the water, was pulled out. Her wet hair draped over her shoulders, her entire body soaked through. Her tight-fitting clothes revealed perfect curves, a slender waist and wide hips in perfect proportion. "Thunderstruck bamboo?" I exclaimed, thrilled when I saw her face clearly. Though I had seen her humanoid true form before, now her aura was otherworldly, and she radiated immortal light. She had become an immortal. It turned out the spring was imbued with strong immortal energy, and after soaking several times while badly injured, thunderstruck bamboo was directly enlightened into immortality. From being severely injured in the alchemy furnace to becoming an immortal, what a grand destiny! I was happy for her, but I didn't know how this would affect her power level. Would the fiery hammer of the alchemy furnace still count as a form of refining? Sir! Thunderstruck bamboo was equally excited. Hurry ashore, we need to leave. If the Queen Mother arrives, we won't be able to escape. I pulled her up onto land. Looking at the spring, an idea popped into my mind. I took some spring water and stored it in my pouch. This spring water was rich in immortal energy and was beneficial to drink regularly. After packing the spring water, I cupped some in my hands and drank it. It was cool and slightly sweet, with a pleasant fragrance. My body instantly felt refreshed and energized. Indeed, this was excellent spring water, great for revitalizing and restoring energy. Seeing this, Sanyang Dijuan's face showed a knowing expression. Long Shiba, this spring. What is it? I asked. She shook her head. Nothing, just drink more if you like. I didn't ask further. With everything ready, I wanted to test the changes since Thunderstruck Bamboo became immortal. We needed to leave quickly, no time to waste. Thunderstruck Bamboo understood my meaning. Her form rapidly transformed into a bamboo sword wrapped in golden lightning. The blade was exceptionally sharp, shimmering with 5-element immortal lightning, glowing golden, and the edge razor-sharp beyond measure. I marveled, what a sword! Dragon Mother and Sanyang Dijuan were equally amazed. Sanyang Dijuan remarked, this sword's sharpness could rank among the top 10 in the immortal realm. Rarer still is the sword's 5-element immortal lightning. It's not only sharp but also proficient in stealth and immortal techniques. As expected, Thunderstruck Bamboo had once been guided by the Joyuan Demon Lord to cultivate invisibility techniques, greatly boosting her powers. Her stealth became even more astonishing. Why is the immortal aura on the sword so profound? Sanyang Dijuan pondered. It feels strangely familiar. I explained that Thunderstruck Bamboo had absorbed immortal energy from the Joyuan Demon Lord. Sanyang Dijuan suddenly understood. No wonder. Dragon Mother, let's go. I said. This time we didn't need to hide inside Thunderstruck Bamboo's chest, I just jumped onto the sword's blade. Dragon Mother nodded, bidding farewell to Sanyang Dijuan, and also mounted the sword. Just as Thunderstruck Bamboo was about to depart the peach garden, Sanyang Dijuan's expression suddenly shifted. She sharply glanced toward the peach garden gate, her eyes flickering. My heart sank. Did this mean the Queen Mother had already appeared? If that was the case, I wouldn't move yet. I'd hide inside the peach garden, juice every peach I could, and drink it to boost my strength before facing her. Otherwise, right now, I wasn't a match for her at all. This was no time for recklessness. If I died, Dragon Mother, Thunderstruck Bamboo, and Little Fox would all be doomed. I had to proceed with caution. I activated my divine sight, frowning. The Queen Mother wasn't in sight. Instead, a number of immortals were rapidly flying toward us. What was going on? Had the Queen Mother delegated others to block me off? Dragon Mother tensed. I analyzed the situation, and Sanyang Dijuan shook her head. It's probably not the Queen Mother. Not her? I asked. If the Queen Mother hadn't shown up, and only other immortals were coming, breaking through would be no problem. After all, I was much stronger than before entering the peach garden. No, it's other immortals, Sanyang Dijuan said firmly. No matter what, with so many immortals showing up, they're definitely after me. Who called them here no longer matters. I need to get out quickly and find the Joyuan Demon Lord. Anyone who dares to stop me will die. But Sanyang Dijuan advised me, Long Shiba, you're indeed strong, but I suggest you don't fight them. Avoid them for now. Why? I objected. I haven't drunk the peach's nectar yet, so I'm not sure if I can defeat Erlangshan. But in the entire immortal realm, fewer than 20 can handle me. Sanyang Dijuan said they have the capturing Skynet, he explained. It's one of the 10 great celestial artifacts. Once trapped, it's like being ensnared by 10,000 ancient spiders, you won't move an inch. My expression changed. Maybe I can tear through the capturing Skynet, but it'll take time. If it's really hard to unravel, I'm in trouble. At least you won't escape quickly, maybe trapped for a day or two, Sanyang Dijuan said solemnly. After careful consideration, I decided to listen to him and avoid confrontation for now. I can't let the Joyuan Demon Lord continue suffering. I had Lei Jiju use invisibility to get us out of the peach tree garden. With her cultivation level now, this invisibility definitely won't be detected, I'm confident. Sanyang Dijuan reminded me, among those guys, one immortal possesses the Hautian mirror, it can see through invisibility. There's still risk. I suggest you return the way you came. He glanced at Longmu. Longmu, Lei Jiju, and I all looked at him. Longmu isn't a condemned criminal now, I can take her out with us, and she can help you get back in. The other immortals won't block her, Sanyang Dijuan said. But Longmu said, Long Shiba, what are you waiting for? Hide me in your chest. I nodded and put Lei Jiju into my pocket. Lei Jiju transformed into a golden gaseous drill and flew next to Longmu. Longmu cast a spell to shrink me down to finger size. She was about to hide me in her chest but suddenly turned to Sanyang Dijuan. How about both of us shrink and hide in your chest? That'd be safer. Sanyang Dijuan was momentarily taken aback. But Longmu reconsidered. Never mind, your chest is too small, it's easy to get discovered. Sanyang Dijuan gave a helpless smile, a faint blush on his face. Longmu hid me in her chest and covered it with her silky hair. Still, I gripped her collar tightly. Sanyang Dijuan and Longmu flew toward the Peachtree Gardens gate. Over 100 immortals guarded the entrance. One held an ancient mirror larger than a head, and 10 others gripped golden ropes, definitely the capturing Skynet. I frowned. If the Queen Mother didn't summon them, then who? Could it be that guy who beheaded Longmu earlier? I used divine sight and spotted a nearly transparent figure hidden in the distance, advanced invisibility, but not beyond my eyes. Sure enough, it was her. I was furious she wouldn't give up and was stalking me. And now calling so many to force me into rescuing those trapped in the immortal cave? I won't agree to let them catch me. This one just lurks in the shadows doing mischief. I quietly warned Longmu. The moment she heard about her enemy, rage flared wildly in her chest, heaving violently. I thought, I must catch this troublemaker later. Otherwise, if she keeps watching me, who knows when she'll spring a big trap. This enemy is really hard to guard against. Just then, all those immortals lunged at us, eyes sharp like blades, force overwhelming. They hesitated a bit, sure they came for me, but I hold the Demon Realm battle token, would they dare attack? Sanyang Dijuan whispered, don't panic. He swooped forward, with Longmu close behind. Sanyang Dijuan, some immortals say Long Shiba sneaked into Peachtree Garden trying to steal peaches, so we're here to catch him. Though he has the Demon Realm battle token and can reach the Lingxiao Palace directly, we can't stop that, but sneaking peaches in the middle is not allowed. Capturing him would mean even the Demon Realm's third empress can't object, the leading immortal explained quickly. Sanyang Dijuan, then you all can enter the garden and check. Sanyang Dijuan said. The immortals looked awkward. Dijuan, you know the garden rules. Without Queen Mother's permission, who dares enter? Without the Queen Mother's token, I can't let you in either, Sanyang Dijuan replied. The immortals were speechless and tried probing. Dijuan, did you notice anyone entering? No, Sanyang Dijuan answered. More embarrassment for them, they came for the glory of capturing me, but left empty-handed, not even a glimpse. Who wouldn't be frustrated? Longmu, thanks for helping repair the immortal spring. Sanyang Dijuan said to her. It's nothing, Longmu replied. The immortals whispered among themselves, surprised to see Longmu but suspicious nothing about her being with me. It seems Sanyang Dijuan's decision was right after all. Their artifacts were no joke. A real fight would be troublesome, and I'm not interested in wasting time. Sanyang Dijuan, I'll leave for now, he said smoothly. Goodbye. The Dragon Mother said as she swept me past the assembly of immortals, heading toward the teleportation array. None of the immortals tried to stop us. I hid in the Dragon Mother's embrace, letting out a sigh of relief. Her pace quickened, clearly aiming to catch that little troublemaker who tried to behead her. Just then, a voice came from behind. Dragon Mother, wait. I frowned. It was the immortal with the Haotian mirror. Could it be that he discovered me using the Haotian mirror? I'd never heard of the Haotian mirror before, but since the 3 Yang Earth Lords said it was powerful, it probably saw through my disguise. I immediately went on high alert, ready to strike at any moment. One hand gripped the Dragon Mother's collar, the other emitted demonic energy. Dragon Mother tensed as well, her chest rising and falling rapidly. I didn't dare look down, the abyss was too terrifying. I thought to myself, never again will I hide in her embrace. The immortal continued, Dragon Mother, it's been at least 1,000 years since we last met. Let's find a chance to drink together. My sister still often speaks fondly of you. All right. The Dragon Mother nodded softly and hurriedly followed me out of the Penteop garden gates. I stayed vigilant, because that little troublemaker who tried to behead her hadn't left. But as the Dragon Mother flew onward, the troublemaker immediately cast a spell and slipped away. We couldn't catch up no matter how fast we chased. I was furious. The Dragon Mother was even more enraged. If that troublemaker keeps tailing me to rescue the 9 Yuan Demon Lord, we're in big trouble. She would definitely get in my way. I need to find a way to catch her and tear her to pieces. The Dragon Mother asked what I planned to do. I climbed out of her embrace and stood on her shoulder. It'd be a waste of time to chase now, we needed to drink the Penteop juice first. I immediately instructed Lei Jiju to cast an invisibility spell so we could hide. Lei Jiju obeyed and started the incantation. The Dragon Mother and I instantly vanished from sight. The Dragon Mother expressed surprise. This spell is truly marvelous. 10 seconds later, I spotted faint figures in the distance, glancing around. I sneered. Lei Jiju's invisibility was indeed impressive, the troublemaker couldn't see us. But she was alert and soon slipped away again. So sly. She never gave us a chance. I arranged for the Dragon Mother to go to the 30th layer of heaven first, the troublemaker would surely follow. The Dragon Mother nodded and flew toward the teleportation array with me. I wanted to find a place to drink the Penteop juice first, then rescue the 9-yuan demon lord. Passing by the troublemaker's hiding spot, I noticed a piece of paper on the ground. I frowned, the person had already fled. The Dragon Mother saw it too, flew over to pick it up, and I leaned on her shoulder, my frown deepening. There were only 2 lines written on the paper. Don't forget, our goal is the same. People of the Immortal Cave must rescue him at all costs. Dragon 18, do you know her? The Dragon Mother asked, puzzled. I shook my head. No, I don't. I was certain I'd been set up by her, how I wanted to cut her down right now. Then who is she? The Dragon Mother was even more confused. Don't worry about her for now. This little troublemaker is cunning, she might have deliberately stirred things up to get close to me, I said. The Dragon Mother tore the paper in half immediately and smoothly led me to the teleportation array. Once inside the array, we arrived again at the 30th layer of heaven, the place I once feared and fled from. Now, Dragon 18 had returned, his eyes gleaming with determination. 9-yuan demon lord, just wait. I'll find a place to finish this Penteop first, then come rescue you. Since I'd been to the 30th layer before, and it was close to the Sea of Immortal Fire where the 9-yuan demon lord was held, finding a place to hide and drink the juice was easy. The Dragon Mother promptly took me toward the Sea of Immortal Fire. Before reaching Erlang Divine Lord's immortal mansion, we found a deserted immortal mountain. We quickly searched for a cave to hide in. Lei Jiju immediately flew off my shoulder and cast the invisibility spell at the cave entrance to guard me. I first checked the little fox's condition. Although not awake yet, her breath was steady. It seemed the Penteop had done a lot of good. I took out the Fruit King, broke off a piece of flesh, squeezed golden Penteop juice into the little fox's mouth. The little fox instantly felt hot all over, a layer of golden light surrounded her. My eyes flickered with recognition, that was a sign of increased cultivation. It looked like a blessing in disguise, her power had surged. I finally relaxed, at least she hadn't died following me. Next, I took out the Penteop we had picked, and the Dragon Mother emptied all the immortal pouches she'd collected. These pouches were filled with huge Penteops. If we emptied them all inside the cave, it wouldn't even fit. I started squeezing the pouches by hand, the fruits crackled and juice flowed out. The Dragon Mother followed my lead. I saved 1 pouch of Penteops for later, might need it down the line. Opening a pouch, it was full of Penteop juice. I kept drinking straight from the bag. Glug, glug, sweet and refreshing with an endless aftertaste. The juice was so thick it felt like syrup. I gulped it down, my vital energy instantly skyrocketing. Finishing 1 bag, the Dragon Mother handed me another. After all, I used to eat thousands of immortal fruits at once, drinking Penteop juice was a breeze. This speed was far faster than nibbling them one by one. If I tried to eat all these Penteops directly, it would take 10 or 15 days. I drank all the Penteop juice, my stomach swelling as if it would burst. Daenerys looked stunned, clearly in all her long life, she had never seen anyone so extravagantly drink peach nectar. Not to mention her, no one in the divine realm had ever thought to juice the peaches. If there were immortals here now, they would surely be shouting to the heavens and the earth, scolding me for wasting such treasures, while also being insanely envious. I began practicing the undying demon technique, my body creaked as muscles steadily expanded. The peach's vitality was absorbed and transformed by me, and the undying demon technique advanced significantly. Power surged within me, muscles turning into unbreakable steel. I was thrilled beyond words. Next step, eat the Fruit King, see if I could further improve my cultivation. I took out the Fruit King. Gulp. Long 18, those muscles of yours are really impressive. I looked up, and Daenerys was staring at my body with a dreamy look in her eyes. What are you looking at? I'm completely naked, can't you look at me too? She asked teasingly, showing no shyness. I smiled helplessly. Although she wasn't fond of romantic or sexual matters, her heart still raced when seeing something sexy. After all, she was a woman. Long sister, this isn't fair, I said, easing up a bit. What's unfair? Daenerys asked, while Lei Jiju, her lightning bamboo guardian standing nearby, was also stunned. I've only looked at a third of you, but you've seen my entire upper body, that's unfair. You're taking advantage of me, I said. Daenerys was taken aback. You little brat, now you dare tease me? She snorted. If you've got the guts, come over and take my clothes off. I'll let you see. She even puffed out her chest proudly. I quickly admitted defeat. Long sister, I was wrong, you can keep looking. Humph, do you think I'm not daring enough? She snorted again, her eyes scanning me mercilessly. I was fully convinced I shouldn't tease her. Don't drool, I said, eyes fixed on the Fruit King in my hands. The Fruit King already had 2 bites taken out, one was me, the other just given to the little fox. Stop pretending and show your soul immediately, I said coldly. I had 2 reasons for asking: 1, to learn that sharp and unexpected golden light she used when attacking me before, for my cultivation. 2, to propose a deal. The Fruit King trembled slightly, and a semi-transparent figure emerged from its flesh. She looked terrified, unwilling to meet my gaze. I'll definitely eat your flesh, but if you want your soul to survive, I can give you a chance, I said. Just don't absorb my soul, and I'll obey any command, the Fruit King's soul pleaded desperately. She grabbed at the only lifeline available. First, tell me, what was that golden light you used to ambush me earlier? I asked. That's my self-created golden light slash, the Fruit King's soul answered honestly. Heart method, I replied briefly. You want to learn it? This golden light slash took me 10,000 years to develop. Are you sure? She asked instinctively. Heart method, I repeated. The Fruit King's soul quickly transmitted the method to me, and I secretly admired it. The golden light slash was truly remarkable. Who'd have thought she had such a talent? Almost imprisoned in the peach orchard, going crazy from boredom, she created this technique. I'm gifted, and grasped the key points quickly. After some practice, I slowly raised my hand, energy condensed into a wisp-thin, translucent light. Though fragile, the light was razor-sharp. It wasn't as thick as what the Fruit King wielded, but the version I condensed was more complete in form and spirit, even sharper than hers. This was thanks to the dense energy within me accumulated from tens of thousands of pills and millions of peaches. My energy surpasses hers, so the power naturally is greater. This was only the first try. With more practice, the effect would improve. Daenerys' expression changed dramatically. Lei Jizhu was also astounded. This is my self-created immortal art, and you learned it in less than 15 minutes? The Fruit King's soul's eyes widened in shock. I ignored her, continuing to condense multiple times. Each time it felt smoother, the golden light thicker, sharper, more piercing. Looks like I've completely mastered the golden light slash. Judging by her stunned expression, the power of the golden light slash I generated has already surpassed hers. The reason is simple. Besides the heart method, I spared no expense with energy consumption. The more energy a destructive spell uses, the more powerful it becomes. With my abundant energy, the power naturally exceeds hers. After mastering the golden light slash, I told the Fruit King the second thing. I'll keep your core seed and plant it in the demon realm, but you must personally nurture it with your soul, make it root and sprout fast, and guard the peach tree for 10,000 years. After that, I'll release you. This way, the peach tree can grow quickly without long waits for fruiting. With your soul tending it personally, plus the demon realm's unique demonic energy, it might even grow a special peach exclusive to the demon realm. The Fruit King's soul brightened with joy upon hearing this. She was pleasantly surprised. This means she can survive. But she hesitated. 1,000,000 years is too long. Can it be shorter? If you can make the fruit pit take root and bear fruit within 1,000 or even 100 years, I'll still set you free, I said. My only goal was the result. When the fruit blooms and bears fruit, that's when you're free. The Fruit King gave a bitter laugh. 100 years is impossible. A peach tree takes 3,000 years to grow from a seedling. That's your problem. I only want results, I said firmly. The Fruit King was desperate. If you don't agree, I'll kill you right now, I threatened. Agreed. Agreed, she quickly consented, afraid I would be ruthless. I released a thin thread from my hand, wrapping it around her neck. The Fruit King panicked. Don't be afraid. It's purely to keep you from running away. You can't escape. But if you insist on breaking your neck to get away, then so be it, I said coldly. She was completely hopeless, her face pale as she nodded. After all, she had witnessed the power of my thread. I continued, once you get to the demon realm, if you dare to eat a demon immortal even once, I'll add 10,000 years to your time. I definitely won't, the Fruit King hurried to promise. Then I bit into the fruit. With the crisp snap of the bite, my internal energy surged fiercely, multiplying dramatically. The Fruit King's soul was both pained and despairing, too afraid to look at me. As I happily munched, she warned me, you can't eat it all at once. I took another big bite, calmly gazing at her. I have existed as this original body for 10,000,000 years, condensed with the essence of heaven and earth. There's only one Fruit King in this world. If you eat it all in one go and your body suffers, Don't blame me for not warning you, the Fruit King's soul said gravely. I ignored her and devoured the remaining flesh in big bites, even meticulously eating every bit of pulp from the core, wasting nothing. This Fruit King really was impressive. The core was far larger than a normal peach pit, shining golden and as hard as crystal, seeming to have matured for tens of thousands of years. I squeezed the core, it was extremely hard. My eyes lit up. If crafted into a magic weapon, it would definitely be a divine armament. The Fruit King's soul became frantic. I told you, you actually ate it all? Aren't you afraid you'll explode? If something happens, don't blame me. She was clearly terrified that if something went wrong, she'd be the first to be blamed or worse, killed. Mother Dragon and Thunder Bamboo exchanged anxious looks, both worried I might be in danger. At this moment, golden light radiated from my entire body, my energy was astonishingly full, and my physical form was also steadily improving. Truly top tier. Experienced Mother Dragon quickly cast a seal over the cave entrance, preventing any strange phenomena from leaking out. I might break through in one fell swoop, and an enormous breakthrough often stirs celestial disturbances. Wailing and howling from the underworld are common among cultivators with great divine powers. I glanced at the Fruit King's soul and said, "You're excellent, far better than any elixir I've taken. But you don't understand what my body has been through. I'd even dare to eat 10 Fruit Kings. I'm not afraid." The Fruit King's soul's eyes went wide. "Who exactly are you?" Mother Dragon and Thunder Bamboo relaxed visibly. "Back!" I commanded. The Fruit King's soul hesitated, staring at me for 10 seconds before showing a relieved smile. "Having the flesh eaten by you will unleash more potential than if anyone else had eaten it. I die with no regrets." "Dragon 18, don't waste my cultivation power," she said. Then she flew into the fruit core. My expression shifted. Turns out the Fruit King was quite pleased with me. After securing the fruit core, I put all my effort into running the indestructible demon art to fully absorb the Fruit King's energy. As I absorbed it, the cave's temperature soared, golden spiritual light shot upward, and the mountain trembled slightly. Fortunately, Mother Dragon had already laid down protections, otherwise, this phenomenon would have terrified everyone in the celestial realm. An hour later, I finished absorbing the energy and opened my eyes to see Mother Dragon and Thunder Bamboo drenched in sweat, especially Mother Dragon, who exclaimed, "Dragon 18, what cultivation technique are you using? You nearly shattered this mountain just now." She said that tremors could have easily broken the mountain apart. Clearly, they bore tremendous pressure while I cultivated. If I had cultured outside, the disturbance would have been even more terrifying. I stood up and said, "Cultivation complete. Now, it's time to go to the Sea of Celestial Fire and rescue Demon Lord Zhou Yuan to repay her for risking her life to help me escape from the Southern Heaven Gate." I told Mother Dragon, "We'll split up now." Several powerful divine immortals guarded the Sea of Celestial Fire. Besides Erlang Shen, I didn't know much about the others, but they were definitely formidable. The danger was obvious. And I wasn't sure if I could match Erlang Shen. He was among the top 5 strongest in the celestial realm. Mother Dragon shook her head. "Don't forget, we're in the same boat now." I smiled. "True. We're partners who trust each other now." Mother Dragon rolled her eyes. "Compared to all those female immortals and demons, I actually trust you, a man." I smiled awkwardly and started packing, grateful for her help. The Dragon Mother shook her head and said it was nothing, just trust in me. Indeed, if she didn't trust me, she wouldn't have let a man hide in her arms. And I did not betray that trust. I did nothing to wrong her. "Since I consider you a friend, we don't need to fuss over such things. Flesh and blood is just a shell," the Dragon Mother said candidly. "But your shell's a lot bigger, Dragon Sister," I joked. "Idiot," she snorted. "If something comes up, just tell me directly. If I can help, I will." "Okay," I nodded. She dispelled the spell inside the cave, and we stepped out. The Thunderstrike Bamboo transformed back into a sword, and she and I took flight. With a whoosh, the Thunderstrike Bamboo carried us toward the Sea of Immortal Flames while cloaking us in invisibility. But we had to be careful. Erlang Shen had a third eye. We passed smoothly by his mansion once again, arriving back at the spot where I had turned around earlier. The distance ahead was blood red, the air scorching. But this time, I felt nothing, just as hot as anywhere else. This time, I would not turn back. I swore I would not leave the immortal realm without rescuing the 9-origin demon lord from his torment. The Thunderstrike Bamboo slowed, enhancing our invisibility, and we entered the Sea of Immortal Flames. Here, flames soared thousands of meters high, like an enormous alchemical furnace magnified 1,000 times. Even a minute here was torture, but the 9-origin demon lord had been trapped too long already. Inside the fiery ocean, the flames crackled. Both the Thunderstrike Bamboo and Dragon Mother withstood the heat. Clearly, the Dragon Mother had been here before. She pointed ahead. "The 9 origin demon lord you mentioned is just up ahead." I stared firmly ahead. No matter the cost, I would save her from this hell. Next, I had to devise a plan. Under Erlangshen's third eye, we had to approach the 9 origin demon lord slowly and stay undetected. Any fight might alert the Jade Emperor in the Lingxiao Palace, making things worse. This mission was unimaginably difficult. His Rolian heavenly eye was no joke. I opened my divine sight, trying to locate Erlangshen and his men. But the flames were overwhelming, weakening the divine power. Even the third eye's vision was hard to penetrate. I wished the little fox would wake up. Her senses were sharp, she could lock onto the target in an instant. But she was badly injured and hadn't woken yet. Long 18, what about the old way? Hide inside my chest? Dragon Mother whispered urgently. That method was reckless. Expose ourselves first, then strike from within. But Erlangshen wouldn't be fooled. He could see right through that. After analyzing, the Dragon Mother said, "Then don't show your head, just slip inside me." "I'm not afraid. What are you scared of? Will he keep his eyes on my chest all the time?" I hesitated. True, hiding inside her was possible, but I worried about suffocating. I shook my head. "Dragon sister, I'm afraid you'll smother me." "Coward," she snorted, golden light shimmering across her body as she prepared to fly. I grabbed her suddenly. "What are you doing? You're afraid." "I'll draw Erlangshen's attention, and you rescue the target," she said. I was stunned, shaking my head. Too dangerous. "I'm not afraid. If anything, I'll just say I'm passing by." "What can he do?" She slipped out of my grip. Long 18, wait for the right moment. I caught her slender white fingers and held on for 10 seconds, then sighed. "Fine, I'll go in." Really? I couldn't let her take the risk. I'd stay close and protect her if danger came. Though I hadn't fought Erlangshen before, with my current strength, I could shield her. At worst, I'd hold my breath and endure. "I'm the one taking the fall." "No way. I'm not letting you in now. Not ever. Watch your timing yourself." The Dragon Mother broke free sternly, then shot off, vanishing deep into invisibility. I was helpless inside, letting the thunderstrike bamboo follow slowly. As Dragon Mother revealed herself, I immediately sensed a powerful presence. I held my breath, slowly loosening my palm. Faint strands of energy quietly emerged. "Who goes there? Why trespass the sea of immortal flames? Do you not know this place is forbidden?" A heavy voice thundered across the distance, shaking my heart. This was clearly a great immortal master. I heard clearly, but it wasn't Erlangshen. Then Dragon Mother responded, "It's me. I have urgent business with Erlangshen. Please let us through." "So it's the Dragon Mother. What business do you bring?" The voice remained cold and emotionless. Suspicion crept in. This immortal could strike against the Dragon Mother at any moment. It seemed that, although Erlangshen and his forces guarded the 9 origin demon lord in the sea of immortal flames, they remained wary of his escape. Hence the high alert. "Urgent business," Dragon Mother said firmly. "Urgent business?" As the thunderstrike bamboo drew closer, I glimpsed through my divine eye a 2-meter-tall figure clad in golden armor. He held a golden spear. Around his neck hung a string of fist-sized golden beads. His muscles were as solid as a demon's. A chill ran through me. This immortal specialized in refining his physical body, but unlike my indestructible demon technique, he had spent many years honing his physique. The golden armor immortal glanced at Mother Dragon, then slowly floated closer. Mother Dragon's expression remained calm. I breathed a sigh of relief, believing she could help. But suddenly, the golden armor immortal made his move. He swiftly reached out and grabbed Mother Dragon's shoulder. The force was so strong that pain flickered across Mother Dragon's face. Her expression changed. My eyes grew cold as I readied to rush forward. At that moment, I heard Mother Dragon's voice in my ear. "Long Shiba, don't move." I had no choice but to stop. "What's your intention, golden armor immortal?" Mother Dragon's face darkened. "What intention? You appeared out of nowhere. How could I not suspect you have sinister motives?" the golden armor immortal said coldly. "I already told you, I have urgent business with Erlangshen." Mother Dragon replied angrily. "Humph, someone used that excuse before to try sneaking in. Do you think I'll be fooled twice?" The golden armor immortal didn't believe her. Mother Dragon froze, and I was equally confused. That meant someone else had tried the same approach before they arrived? Who was that person? No wonder the golden armor immortal acted so quickly. Besides me, was there someone else trying to save the 9 demon lord? I was puzzled. Could it be that the 9 demon lord had a friend in the celestial realm who heard of her suffering and came in righteous indignation to rescue her? That seemed likely. "Golden armor immortal, you've gone senile. I am who I am, not someone else." Mother Dragon snapped, growing more furious. I don't trust anyone. Since you've reached this place, whether you're real or not, I must kill you. Better to kill the wrong person than to let even one slip away. If something happens here, we can't bear the responsibility. The golden armor immortal declared, then attacked. I was startled. With a grand sweep of his hand, the golden armor immortal struck toward Mother Dragon's head. Mother Dragon, enraged, immediately fought back. With a loud bang, fists and kicks collided, and the battle erupted. Long Shiba, the situation's changed. Go in quickly, I'll hold him off. Mother Dragon sent a mental transmission. Without hesitation, I agreed. I knew the golden armor immortal's physical body was powerful, but Mother Dragon's defenses were just as strong. She had ancient dragon scales shielding her body, had eaten many peaches of immortality, restoring her vitality and boosting her realm. That's why she could hold her own against the golden armor immortal. Mother Dragon refused to yield. She transformed into a giant dragon, golden light radiating as her enormous form shadowed the sky. By comparison, the golden armor immortal seemed small. She shook her massive body, turning the surrounding flames into a colossal tornado. Rumble! The howling storm roared. The noise made the golden armor immortal frown. It's been a while, your cultivation has improved quite a bit. Mother Dragon twisted her body and lunged at him, unleashing a terrifying aura. Who's causing trouble here? Golden armor immortal, what's going on? A strange voice came from afar, accompanied by a powerful aura, as if it had also been drawn here. This was the second person attracted. Mother Dragon continued growing bigger, her momentum stronger, stirring the sea of fire into a wilder blaze. Yet no other immortals appeared. Mother Dragon was helpless. She had done her best to aid me, holding back two immortals. Now, only Erlang Shin and the immortal with the golden lotus remained. Sister Long, be careful. I sent a mental message. Go quickly. I can't hold on much longer. Mother Dragon urged. She was fighting two immortals alone, and how long she could last was uncertain. I had to race against time. Moved, I said, Sister Long, I love you. Love your big dumpling, now go, she replied helplessly. I nodded. Lei Jiju understood too and swiftly led me deeper into the sea of immortal fire. The deeper we went, the more cautious I became. While flying over, I had stayed alert and also deployed a hidden strategy, releasing countless fine threads, like a web in the spider cave, concealing the surroundings. These threads were even finer than before, making them harder to detect. Even if scorched by the immortal fire, they remained intact. They were traps I laid for Erlangshan. When real combat began, I'd lure him into this net and trap him. As for the immortal with the golden lotus trying to bind the 9 Yuan demon lord, I had guarded against him the same way. My spell's range was vast. Once they pursued, they would fall into the trap. As I approached, I kept releasing more threads to strengthen the net. But while setting the trap, I suddenly caught a glimpse of a figure in the corner of my eye, startling me. Could it be Erlangshan's third eye detecting me? When I readied myself to look carefully, the figure had already flown away, and my expression changed immediately. I had thought it was Erlangshan, but it seemed I was overthinking. A spark of insight hit me as I recalled what the golden armor immortal had said earlier. Someone had snuck in secretly. Could that have been the same person just now? I immediately sent Lei Jiju after him since his goal aligned with mine. Visibility in the fiery sea was low, and that person was quite fast. Unfortunately, Lei Jiju lost him in pursuit. I felt a bit disappointed but also helpless.